I struggled when I first tried to start valuing my Australian banknotes. Even using this book, I didn't find it as straightforward as I thought it would be. So this video will help you. So a few little shortcuts will help you be able to value your banknotes using this book. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is identify these signatures on the notes here. So they look like this, and on the current notes they look like this. And there's a guide to it in this book here, so I'll show you exactly where that guide is so you can work out what these signatures are. That's the first step. So on page 292, there's this banknote signature identification chart. So all the signatures that are used on the decimal notes, so $1 notes all the way through to the current notes here. This note here is a $1 note, so I'm looking for this signature here. So if I go down the list, and this one matches up with this one here, and that is a Johnston signature. Now I did identify this one. This one is like this one here. That's a Stone, John Stones. This is a Johnston Stone note, so I need to remember that. Current notes, so this $50 note, I've got to try and match up this signature. So down here, that is this one here, so that's a Philip Lowe, and that is this here, John A. Fraser. So this is a Lowe Fraser note. So once you know the signatures, then you can go to the page where all those notes are. So this is the $1 note section of the book, and lots of different parts up here. We've got to find the Johnston Stone notes. So I know it's actually towards the end here. So Johnston Stone. So this section here, they're all Johnston Stone. Everything else is from different years with the signatures. So it's a 1982 note. So there's three categories for this note here. The rarer ones are the first signature prefix, so they'll have a DGJ on them. This isn't DGJ, or if it's got a last prefix DPS, it's a rare as well. That's not this one. So if it's not that or that, then it fits into this first category, the common ones here, and here are the values over there. Now, the values depend on a few things, so it depends on the condition of the note. And you see at the top here, these columns, UNC stands for uncirculated, F stands for fair. Now, there's a description of each of these condition gradings a few pages back, so I'll flick back to that and I'll show you what that is. So this is back on the page where the signature identification chart is, and this is the banknote condition grading descriptions here. So for an F grading, so for fine, a well-circulated note showing many folds and creases or wrinkling, but not excessively dirty, colours clear. Okay, and you can read through these descriptions here and you can identify which description matches the note that you're actually holding. So if it turns out that it's an extremely fine, if you read this description and it matches what your note is, it's an EF. Then we can go back and have a look at the EF value. So for an EF grading of that particular note, it'd be valued at $4 according to this book. You may come across some other categories you might need to understand also. So if you've worked out the signatures of the note, you may also see Gothic and OCRB, and also center thread and side thread. So those descriptions are on the same page where the signatures are. So if we pop back across there. So here's Gothic and OCRB for serial numbers. So it's like a font style, I suppose. So you might need to identify that. So for this particular note, this $1 note I've got here, it matches the Gothic style. And the 9s and the 6s are a good giveaway because the 9s have that little hook underneath them. And same with the 6s, whereas the OCRB, it doesn't have that. If you look at this $5 note here, the 9 doesn't look like that. So it's the OCRB, so that's the OCRB font style. So here's the center thread or side thread description here. So if you can read through that, but it's pretty much that every note had a metallic strip through it, security feature. And this was positioned from this left edge between 65 and 70 millimeters in from that edge into the middle of the note. So from 1976, it was a bit further across to the side, and that's a side thread, so 55 millimeters in, give or take 5 mil. So that's what this description is, and that will help you identify the note. With the newer style of note, the polymer notes, the plastic style, the first two numbers of the serial number are actually the year that it was printed or made. So 18 is for 2018. Just makes it nice and easy to work out what year the note was for identifying whether it's of high value or not. I hope this video has been helpful if you're just beginning or if you're struggling a little bit on how to value your banknotes. If you've got any questions, you can leave them in the Q&A in my bio or in the comments. To save this video for future reference, just hold down on the screen and press save. It should save it to your camera roll. And if you'd like to share this video with someone who you know is struggling a little bit with their valuing, just click on the side arrow of the screen and you can share this video to where you want it to share it to. Okay, thanks for watching.